What is the most NSFW present you've ever gotten or given for Christmas? My grandma gave me some money for the purpose of getting a hooker because apparently I spend too much time alone in my room. I had no other reaction than to laugh. My grandmother once bought me a t-shirt that had the phrase, "Remember my name, you'll be screaming it later," on the front in giant letters. I don't know what she was thinking. Me and my family could only come to the conclusion that I was a musician and that she thought I'd be a rock star, but WTF. The director of HR, who was a good friend of mine, she gave me a pair of handcuffs, not those fuzzy ones you buy at the X shop, a pair of real, police-grade handcuffs. And she gave them to me at work. My grandma got me a shirt that said "Mean people spit, nice people swallow" in the second grade. It disappeared pretty quickly from my dresser. Not me, but a coworker brought a toy to a white elephant exchange. He was matched with the boss's 18-year-old daughter. When she opened it and he realized who the present ended up with, he sprinted out of the restaurant and down the street. Luckily, said boss had a sense of humor about it. My friend owns a chicken restaurant. I got her 50 Ways to Eat Cock cookbook. It's just a bunch of chicken recipes, but instead of chicken it says cock throughout the book. It was effing hilarious and she loved it. Got my sister-in-law a recipe deck of cards, 101 Ways to Eat Cock. We do curse word Christmas every year between the two of us. We each try to outdo the other one. Out of all the gifts we have given each other, this was the only one I have seen her turn red over. I am the winner of curse word Christmas, LOL. My mother gave me a soft darts game, but since she doesn't speak English, she didn't realize it was a sexy soft darts game with instructions like take off your shirt or kiss the neck. I mean, she meant well. My granny got me erotic books when I was like 15. She didn't read the description and just bought whatever was cheap, LOL. Almost the same. When I was around 15, my aunt thought I liked manga. I never really liked reading them and owned like 2 or 3. She just bought any that she found somewhere, and they were NSFW yaoi manga. I gave my boyfriend a 24-hour free pass to do with me whatever he wanted for an unlimited number of times. I was ready for the worst, and it turned out as the most boring day ever. I had to cook for him all day long. Old joke about a really pretty woman coming up to a man and saying, "For $150, I'll do whatever you want in 3 words. He pulls out his wallet and extracts 3 crisp 50s and counting them into her hand says, "Paint my house." My mom got me and my wife this little wood box with a bunch of wooden tokens in it that say things like, "Quickie, hand jog, blow jog, let's F." You get the idea. My mom lives in another state and I was celebrating with my in-laws. My father-in-law watched me open said gift and just responded with, "I think your mom wants grandkids." Duly noted, Mr. K. Me and my wife have been married less than 3 months. I ordered myself a toy a few years ago. Still living with my parents. I never saw the package in the mail. One day, my parents decided we should all go out to a Mexican restaurant for a Christmas burrito. They brought a present with them for me to open in the restaurant. They thought it would be funny to take my own package, hide it from me, wrap it, and bring it with them to the restaurant as my gift. A harmless little prank, yeah? Give me my own purchase as a joke. But it was a toy. There was a toy in that box, Mom. Why did you bring my toy to the Mexican restaurant? My roommate and his girlfriend gave me an inflatable sheep X doll. I guess that's how you describe it since it had a conveniently placed hole in the rear. I named it Barbara, a Mrs. Santa Claus snow globe. When you turn the globe upside down to make it snow, her dress tumbles over her head, exposing Mrs. Claus in her panties. Took my first boyfriend to a holiday party for a company I was interning at. We were doing a white elephant thing and everyone had to bring a gift. What I didn't know is that he thought it was just us interns, not the entire company. Everyone got some really nice gifts. Gift cards, mini bottles of alcohol. The CEO unwrapped my boyfriend's gift, an enema kit. My mom once got a bottle of Explosion from her Secret Santa. It was just a really nice smelling perfume and her Secret Santa just didn't really look at its name. I hooked up with a friend with benefits and he bought some X toys to try out. When I was leaving the next morning, he was like, "Oh, go ahead and take those. They're also your Christmas present." One of the funniest Secret Santas I saw. Our team had a young lad, fresh out of uni, constantly making lewd jokes and banter. We also had a more mature lady, not long from retirement. She'd always be shocked and appalled with what he said. She got him as her secret Santa and bought him a bee plug with a rainbow tail. She was his last guess on who got it for him. He didn't even realize she knew what one was. I bought my girlfriend, now wife, that rampant rabbit toy, a purple toy and a magic wand. Reason? I went in for surgery a few days before Christmas. It ended up being double surgery, as the first one went badly wrong. Regardless of the second surgery, I was told I wouldn't be allowed to partake in sexual activity as it carried a high risk of damaging the surgery site. So I got those as presents to keep her occupied for the recovery period, LOL. Magic Wand ended up being the favorite. Terrence the inflatable sheep. It came with a sound chip that made bleeding noises that fit into a small pocket. A larger pocket was there for people who have neither shame nor fear of slicing their junk open on plastic inner seams. This was the gift that kept on giving for years to come, endless sheep jokes. Then to cap it all off, Terrence was murdered by my cat in a jealous rage. I made the mistake of leaving the house for the weekend, and my fur ball decided that was an unforgivable betrayal, so Terrence died an ammonia-soaked death for my sins. Gotta hand it to my parents, it was effing hilarious. I was given one of those Hitachi wands by my significant other one year. This year was almost a themed toy, but opted for a new phone instead. When I was in 9th grade, a male classmate gave me a glow-in-the-dark toy for Christmas. In front of the entire class, everyone but the teacher. I was so embarrassed and had no idea what to even think or do. I refused the gift and laughed it off awkwardly, and some other girl in my class took it. I had X with AF buddy on Christmas night once. I gave her a DVD. She told me to take my Christmas card after we finished. Had a $100 in it. I felt like an ex-worker. Unfortunately, no future X sessions yielded any money. My husband's side does White Elephant the way I love, ridiculous and unnecessary gifts instead of a bunch of store-bought junk or $25 last-minute ideas that actually are awesome gifts. It's good to have one or two of those to fight over, but when all of them are like that, I find it a bit boring. Rant aside, I couldn't find anything to do for his family's white elephant, so I grabbed a candle and started carving. It took me 2 hours to carve a perfect replica of a PP, and I was proud of my work. At the party, one uncle of my husband's I had never met before made it out to his first function in what I remember to be about 10 years. He was the last person, and he picked my gift. Everyone lost their shit laughing, and we thought it was a great last pick. Well, less than 10 minutes after that, he just up and left without saying goodbye to anyone. That was 8 years ago, and I haven't seen him since. I had a white elephant Christmas, and I brought a glow-in-the-dark Dickosaurus from Etsy. It was a hit. I am an aircraft engineer. My 5-year-old daughter picked out some screwdrivers to help me fix planes. Cute, but wouldn't make it past tool control. I shall use them to build cabinets. I had an army buddy whose wife bought him knee pads for Christmas. He was confused and complained that he didn't need knee pads and that they were too small for him anyway. His wife said they weren't for him to wear, they were for her to wear, and then she showed him why. They were his favorite Christmas present of all time. My brother-in-law got me a plastic woman's V when I was 15. I was super embarrassed. Then when his son turned 15, I gifted it back. 2 years ago, I gave my sister 2 leather collars. She had asked for them, and I wasn't going to let her waste money on some poorly made Spencer's, Hot Topic, or Lion's Den BS. My uncle gave me a bag of grass and a DoorDash gift card. Back in the early 2000s, I gave my brother with Down syndrome a giant box of corn CDs. Like 200 of them that I got off eBay. He was thrilled. My mom not so much, he was in his 30s. Also got him blow-up dolls and other X stuff for Christmas. Not me, but my cousin yesterday received a shag rag. It was just like a small tea towel that said thank you and come again with a graphic of a big sperm in the middle. He's 16, by the way. Worked at a family restaurant. Someone lost the only set of keys to the restaurant. My girlfriend and I were asked to stay the night we were teens. So we decided to move a sofa and F on it. Well, come Christmas time, my mom gave me a VHS titled Bob and Jane's X-Tape. She decided to watch the security videos to see where she may have left the keys. Well, she didn't know the date and time was wrong on it, so she had to watch blocks trying to figure it out. Sister gave me a gag gift of a calendar, but all the pictures are of dogs taking shits in various scenic locations. An old colleague got a senior level manager for Secret Santa 1 year. Bought him a flashlight and added a note: now that you own one, you can stop being such a C-word. First present being opened too. I was given nipple tassels by someone at work I'd never met as they worked in a branch far away. This transpired because my boss told the guys at work that I had large breasts. I was 19, they were 30s. Over 30 years ago, a relative saw it at an estate sale and bought it for $3. They had no idea what it was worth. Their father, a doctor, had died and they sold his equipment. I displayed the skull for all those years, but recently sold it for over $1,400. When I was in college, I was hooking up with this girl from a few dorms over. We were one of the last students left before winter break, so we were hanging out in my dorm one night. We had already discussed getting another girl to join us for 3 sons in the past. She said, "Hold on, I have a Christmas present for you," and got up and left. She came back 5 minutes later with her friend, who lived on the floor downstairs, and then said, "You're going to F both of us tonight." Edit, I probably should have been more clear. We did have 3 sons that night. We stayed up most of the evening and had X repeatedly. We actually had a pregnancy scare with the other girl a couple weeks later because we didn't use condoms. They were both taking birth control, and it ended up being a false alarm. Given, I, male 19, gave a huge-ass toy for one of my friends, male 19. We were doing that Secret Santa thing, and I decided to give an almost 40 centimeters, bright neon pink lighted with LED schlong. It was a team effort to make it. It wasn't precisely usable, unless you are brave enough, but it was fun to see him open it. Well, yesterday I kind of got my friend's cousin, female 23, so Merry Christmas to me. My ex gave me a coupon that said you can do anything you want to with me for one night. We were both quite sore the day after I redeemed it. Not me, but I watched my sister-in-law open a Hitachi magic wand that my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, gifted her at the family Christmas. It was me, my wife, her kids, her brother, his wife, my wife's parent and uncle all gathered round watching her open this. One time I was hanging out with a chick I really liked, and she decided to open a gift that her best friend dropped off the day before. It was a huge black toy and she was mortified. However, I think I was replaced as I never heard from her again. A local bookstore was selling wrapped books at a fairly low price last year, intended to be Christmas gifts. I like books and always have a bad time deciding which one buy next, so I bought one for myself. I went to an uncle's house after buying the book and decided to open it there. It was an erotic book that I opened in front of the whole family. They thought it was funny though, but I haven't read up to today. It's just there like a weight to hold the other books. Australian male here. Was living in the UK away from home. Dad sent me a message from Australia asking what I want for Christmas. I thought, being a smartass, I'd asked for a 12-inch black toy as a joke. Lo and behold, Christmas week, a parcel arrives from home and in it was a giant black toy. It wasn't 12-inch but very close. He hid cash inside it. Pranked. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Also check out our other videos and have an amazing day.